everybody to Hit Dice Heroes. What does Alanna say? Hello, aloha, g'day, and hi.
Hey, g'day, aloha, and hello.
Hey, g'day, aloha, and hello. I'm in control. Well, I'm not in control. Alana's still in control of the stream, but I'm in control of the game today. We are going to be playing some Lasers and Feelings with all these lovely people I have around me here. I'm going to introduce myself, and then we'll go around. I can see the stream, so I'll tell you who's going to have to go first. And introduce yourself, so everybody knows who you are. My name is Kirrily. I am just me. I'm a teacher. I do video editing, and I play here on Hit Dice Heroes as Gima, the warlock turtle who is chaotic and epic. And the first person is going to be Beck Boops in real life. Yay!
Me. Hi, today I'm Beck Boops. I am a nerd. I nerd on Twitter and retweet amazing stuff other people do because I appreciate everyone. And I'm a moderator here on Hit Dice Heroes because this channel and everyone here is amazing.
It's amazing. And what in real life? So cool. Maya, who are you?
God, I don't know. Who am I? Hi, my name's Maya. I am Anxious Maya on Twitter and Twitch. I'm also a nerd. I think we're all nerds, that's safe to say. I like Dungeons & Dragons and video games. Sometimes I play video games and do badly, but it's fun, so who cares? I'm also a player on Hit Dice Heroes. Hey!
Debbie.
I'm Debbie, and I'm also a person. I think that I'm a nerd too. I dabble in a lot of D&D, mostly offline, doing DMing and sometimes playing and things like that. And I'm a science communicator, and you can find me at Dr. Rimu. That's my name when it's not Debbie.
Ooh.
Amazing. And finally, Alanna, introduce yourself to your stream.
Hello, I'm Alanna. Also a person most of the time. I play D&D here as well. Wow, I'm even worse when I'm not like DMing. Hi, I'm gonna start again. So hi, I'm Alanna. I'm the DM of Hit Dice Heroes, but today I get to be a player, and I'm really excited. And I'm just super keen to play some space stuff because I love space.
Space stuff. Yes, we are going to play some space stuff because today we're going to play a game called Lasers and Feelings. And I've been sort of mean to these amazing players around me in that I've said to them, maybe don't read too much into the rules before we get started because I'd love for this to be a stream. No, it's fine. I'd love for this to be a stream where we're learning how to play as we go. I've played now a couple of times, but mostly with small children. So this is going to be a bit different. And I'd love for this to be an opportunity if you've never branched out into different tabletop role-playing games, if you'd just like to know how to play Lasers and Feelings. I mean, I'm sure we're not going to play it perfectly, but I guess if you want to see sort of the steps of people going through learning new mechanics and a new game, this is the stream for you. So the first thing I just want to point out is that when playing any tabletop role-playing game, it's always good to have safety tools, especially if you are streaming, just to make everything safe for your players. So just letting you know, we do have safety tools today for ourselves. That's using our Discord chat with each other. We're putting like an X if anything happens that we want to stop. A N. I know what my safety tools are. Everything is fine. An N if something is nearing a line, and OK is just a question that we can ask each other like really quickly in chat. To see if everyone's okay. Also, I always run an open table, so if any of these people suddenly disappear, that's not them being rude. I've told them they're allowed to get up, move, stand, leave completely at any point. So that just means that, especially when you're streaming, you don't feel obligated that you must stay there. And that's good for people like me who get sore, or just if you need to leave, I don't know, people have children, people have pets, people have whatever. Sometimes you need to run away. So we're going to play Lasers and Feelings. Alanna, could you show everybody Lasers and Feelings?
I can. Lasers and feelings. There we go.
This is an amazing, it's called a one-pager, which maybe should be a little bit obvious. One-pagers are these games that are all crammed into one page. All the information that you need to know about the game is crammed into just one page you can print out and play with your friends. There's also somebody who's made a character sheet for this game. So this could be a 2-page game if you also wanted to print out the character sheet. So as a group, we're going to work through building characters, looking at this, and then we're going to work out what our story is going to be. Now, right at the start, we're going to hack this game slightly because I've never liked this first bit. You're the crew of an interstellar scout ship Raptor. Your mission is to explore uncharted regions of space, to deal with aliens, and your captain, Captain Darcy, has been overcome by a strange psychic entity, and they're unconscious in the medical pod. Right away, I feel like you should be able to name your ship whatever you want to name it. Decide whether or not you're in part of the consortium as an interstellar scout ship. You might be a different type of group. Maybe you're smugglers. Maybe you're, I don't know, literally anything. Maybe you're just on like a pleasure cruise. Maybe you're all authors on a writer's retreat. Literally.
Road trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
A group of friends on a road trip. Whatever you want to be. And also, it's up to you to decide if you want your ship to have a captain, and you can choose if you want that your captain is unconscious in the med bay. But I think that's, that's jumping over the whole point of like maybe one of you is the captain, or maybe if you're on a road trip, no one's the captain. Like maybe you have a pilot, but not somebody that absolutely calls the shots. So already I'm making it a bit more complicated by saying, throw all that out. You can be whatever you want. So before we even start to make characters, let's decide that general theme. Are you a kind of Star Trek entity, part of the intergalactic consortium of worlds that are against space, against space dangers, or are you going to be literally anything else? You may talk amongst yourselves.
Kind of keen on road trip now.
Me too.
I said it, I'm like, that sounds awesome.
We're road tripping to a beach planet.
Oh my god, yes.
Literally.
It's just like 50-50 split. Like 50-50 sand, 50-50 ocean.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Please. Yeah, road trip.
Okay, if you're road tripping, are you... like what are you to each other then? Is this like a I don't know, a university road trip, or is this a bunch of people getting away from their kids for the weekend? Is this a like a once in a lifetime trip to an amazing place and you're all like longtime friends, or are you like random people who met on Craigslist going all in the car together?
Oh man. The Craigslist idea is funny, but dangerous. I feel like, and tell me what you guys think about this, but sometimes it's easier to play if, like, the characters are, like, presupposed to have friendships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I like the idea, like, either we've just finished high school or it's summer break at college or something like that, and we're already friends from there.
Like a high school reunion, like it's been 10 years since high school and we're catching up.
Oh, yes. I love that, because then we can...
reunion next year.
I think it's back, I've passed it, don't worry.
But then if we do that, we can also incorporate the kind of stressed out, like, either like we're like,
yeah, you're so
we've got
cool
like full-time careers, or we've
like...
got... yeah, we want to, let's not be cool. Let's be as far from cool as possible.
On it.
I love it. So I'm then therefore getting the vibe that maybe there's not a captain, but is there like an alpha of the group? Maybe we don't have to choose who that is yet, but is there somebody who generally calls the shots, or are we just going to see how that works out?
I mean, it's been 10 years. We're hoping that some dynamics from high school might have changed.
Yeah,
But we don't know that yet.
Like a type A person that has like an entire itinerary planned already.
I love it.
I feel like that is realistic to like
Right.
a group of high school friends. Like one of them's like over prepared as hell.
Well, somebody organized the trip. But
Yeah,
we'll see,
exactly.
we'll work out your characters and then we'll see who that could be. So awesome. I'm very happy that this is the direction that we're already going. This is very exciting. So the core mechanic in Lasers and Feelings is that you get one number. Lasers and Feelings is a D6 game, which is amazing. It's also another reason why it's a great tabletop role-playing game to pick up, because you don't need a full set of gaming dice. You only need steal the dice out of the Monopoly box. So with Lasers and Feelings, your character has a number, and that number is based on whether your character is better at lasers, which is like technology, science, rational thinking, somebody that's like really precise, or your character is better at feelings, which is like intuition, diplomacy, seduction. They're more like emotive, wild. People get a little bit confused with this, but for example, if this were kind of like D&D, a barbarian would be actually not lasers, a barbarian would be feelings, because their actions are based on utilizing their emotion in some way, utilizing their rage or their building up their feelings and using that in some capacity. So even though you feel like they would be lasers because, punching things and lasers, actually, because they use their emotions, they would be feelings. So to give you more information, so you choose a number from 2 to 5, and a high number means you're better at lasers, and a low number means you're better at feelings. So when you roll for anything, you say if you're going to roll, your action is a lasers action or a feelings action. And if you're rolling lasers, you want to roll under your number. So if your number is high, that means you're more likely to succeed because you have to roll under that high number. If you roll feelings, you have to roll over your number. So if you're good at feelings, your number is low, and then it's easier to roll over your number. That's a little bit confusing. It really is actually pretty simple once you start playing. It's just confusing to explain because it's weird. But once you start playing, it's fairly simple. Does anyone have any questions about that?
To clarify, that means if I rolled a 6 on the die and I was lasers, that would not be good. But if it was feelings, that would be a good roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a number, which basically determines if your character is more a brain person or more a feelings person. The dichotomy here is made up. Obviously, actions are much more complex, blah, 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 feelings and brains and hearts, and you get it. But, we're forcing a false dichotomy between, feelings and intellect, and we're saying your character is more one than the other. And so, for example, if my number was 2, meaning that I am a feelings character, I'm better at the emotions, I need to roll, to do a feelings thing, I need to roll over 2, but to do a laser thing, I need to roll under. If I roll a 2, that is a critical. That means that's called laser feelings. And so if you roll your number exactly, that means you get, you succeed, obviously, but also you get some extra insight. This game is also really good because you're not adding up numbers. You're looking for it's a pass-fail sort of situation. I'll explain the second mechanic after because I would really like us to build some characters. So, so that's the most important kind of mechanic for your character is deciding how on the spectrum of Laser's feelings where they are, and then you choose a number between 2 and 5 for your character. But also your character has like a style and a role they play on the ship, and then obviously a name, and then you want to give them like some sort of goal. So there are suggestions on this sheet, like the style could be alien, android, but they also could be dangerous or heroic. Like you could choose anything to like color your character. However, you don't have to stick with just the ones that are on the sheet. I also play this game a lot with kids, and sometimes this sheet talks about like you can be sexy, you can be this. I just delete those when playing with really young kids, in case anyone is wondering. Apart from that, this game is great for playing with young people. So yes, I want you all to start thinking now about what kind of like flavor you want your character to be. So you don't have to pick just one style. You could be like a dangerous alien, although that would be wild. But yeah, so pick sort of a general description for your character, and then a role they play on the ship. We now have this kind of feeling of we have friends, so maybe you're not just picking what they do on the ship, although you are on a ship, so you're still going to need like at least a pilot, you know. So pick a role they play on the ship, but maybe also the type of friend they are. And then make sure you have awesome. Make sure they have a number, and start thinking of name, and we can all help each other whilst building those things. Did you say you had an idea?
I have an idea, yes. I would like to be Charity Tidwell, and I am a race rocket engineer and driver. And I was like super wild at school, and then it just like never stopped going throughout my life, and I'm just that jumping from race car to race car. Never had children, never regretted it, just full throttle forward, and she's really into feelings. And have feelings.
Amazing, yes. Charity Tidwell.
Charity Tidwell. That's amazing.
Love it. The rocket engineer. Are you, and what number do you think you would give yourself then?
For feelings, I guess that would probably be a 2. I think she's very passionate.
Okay. Amazing. And just because we're in space, what type of being is Charity Tidwell?
I think I want her to be a human, but with a robot arm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
An android.
I can
And
imagine.
then, like, sometimes the finger can open up and turn into like a screwdriver.
Like Inspector Gadget style.
Because all my toolkit is right here.
That's really cool.
I love it. Does anyone have any other ideas for their character or want input?
Yeah, I don't have a name yet. I'm still thinking of a name, but I think I'm gonna play an alien. And my idea is that they were kind of like new to whatever planet we're from originally. Like they were an exchange student in high school. And they were always really concerned about the planet. They were big into the environment, and they were like very socially active in high school. But since then have gone to work for like a major corporation. They thought like if I can get in the door, maybe I can change their ways, but have become like a complete corporate drone. So I think like the friends would remember them as like, you know, really cheerful and happy, but maybe now a little bit more lasers. So I'm gonna go, do I need to say what number I'm choosing? I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go, oh no, 2's feelings, isn't it? I'm gonna go 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go straight 5 for lasers.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
alien, I don't know, would it be a scientist maybe? Or like a corporate scientist?
A corporate? We can just go a corporate. Corporate.
Can I be your sibling, Alanna?
Ooh, yeah. You want to be...
Because it'd be fun to be kind of the opposite dynamic, where my character, also alien, is just like, while you went corporate, I went super artsy.
Nice.
And like wants to just free worlds, explore everywhere. and gets so mad at you for being in a corporate shell.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Already got a good dynamic. I like it.
So I think the number I would choose probably 3.
Mm-hmm.
I need to think of a name. Oh no, I need a name.
I had the last name Nuea pop in my mind.
Nuea. Sure.
But I don't know first names.
I don't know how to spell
I
that.
think while Charity's name is Charity, she wants to seem cool, so she goes by Char.
Char, nice.
Arr.
Need a fun alien name. Like, just a sound. Like,
Yeah, their suggested name is Spacey McGee.
Spacey McGee!
And almost every game I've ever played so far has somebody who's like, yeah, I'll take that name. And now I'm annoyed that it's a suggested name.
Is this a bad time to say that I want to be Spacey McGee?
Amazing.
Every time.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. I want to be Spacey McGee so bad.
You can be Spacey McGee.
Oh, thank you. Oh, geez. But who is Spacey McGee?
Who is Spacey McGee, Maya?
Okay,
Or
I'm
how
gonna
is
say
Spacey McGee?
how. Why is Spacey McGee?
Are you Googling who is Spacey
No.
McGee?
I'm not googling it. My hands are full of dice. See,
Okay.
I'm innocent. Oh gosh, Spacey McGee is a human, and she is the pilot. Did anyone choose pilot yet?
No.
Hope that I'm pilot. And it gotta be, right? She's gotta be the pilot.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna go as close to the middle as possible, like a 3 or a 4. Which I know kind of like doesn't stack the deck in my favor, but I feel like that's kind of what I want. And I think, okay, let's see. High number is better at lasers, low number is better at feelings. Then I will do 3. And say that she leans more towards feelings, but she's kind of a mess. So she doesn't really know what she's doing or why. Maybe she comes from like a family of like space adventurers, so they gave her the name like Spacey McGee, and they're like, yeah, she's gonna be next in the great line of McGee astronauts, and she's like crumbling under the pressure of it all, and she's like living like she's like still not to shame this, because I'm definitely gonna be living with my parents after I graduate college, but she's still living with her parents, and she like hasn't really got a job yet. And she's kind of just sort of like, yep, road trip? Yeah, awesome, let's go.
Amazing.
Who do
Spacey
we think
McGee.
organised the road trip? I mentioned it'd be Beck's character is the one that's organised the road trip.
Sure. Okay.
So like that's like, yeah, like, hey guys, let's get back together. Come on, let's go. Wait, are we twins if we were high school buddies? Like,
I mean, I'm for it, or I could be like you're younger or something.
no, I like it. It's good.
Space
Do you have a first name yet?
Yeah, I've got a name. I've gone Lars because it sounds like lasers.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'll go Jax.
Lars and
Jax.
Jax.
With an X.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's
Jax.
cool.
obviously has to be Spacey.
So Spacey McGee is a she. How about everybody else?
She for Lars.
She.
I'll
For
go they.
Char.
So Jax is they. Awesome. Also, just for anyone playing along, also a question I ask all of the kids that I play, double check what gender they want their characters to be, just so they know that it's an option. Almost never choose an option other than the gender that they're rocking, right now. But it's always good to let them know that people do play characters of different genders, and that's fine. All right, so we have our characters. I'll give you a chance when we zoom in and start playing to give a bit of a description. And so that you know, I also have a character, although it's not like having a GM PC. It's just a way, essentially what I'm going to be is the computer of the ship. So sometimes it might be easier for you to just ask me like a GM question, but it does help. It does mean that a lot of questions that you might want to ask me, the GM, instead of asking the GM, you could ask the ship. So you can say computer, and when I play this with kids, I have a voice changer where I'm the computer, but I couldn't work out how to set that up real well for stream. So this is going to be the computer's voice. The computer has this voice. It's in the future. Why would the computer have a computery voice? And yeah, so you can direct questions towards the computer as opposed to the GM, but whichever is easiest depending on the chat is saying mother. Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, even though it's a spaceship, we still have that classic kind of cassette radio at the front of the bridge, and that's like the radio, and that's where computer comes from. Yeah,
the computer's just like just a wave along the radio. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so
wait, sorry.
Yes.
I have reconsidered based on Kirrily's suggestion. I think Space McGee is he/him.
Okay, cool.
I feel like that fits Spacey McGee as a name, too.
Perfect. Okay, so on this amazing sheet, we then have some more information. The next thing is, and we've already talked a little bit about the ship, the next thing is to build your ship, essentially. And the way that we do that is, talk generally about what the ship looks like, but also as a group you pick 2 strengths for your ship, and you pick 1 problem that the ship has. So I'm wondering what a road trip ship looks like, and what strengths it has, and what sort of fatal flaw the ship has.
Are we driving Spacey McGee's ship?
I would think so.
I like to think they've borrowed it from his dad. Like, it's
yeah,
like the family all beat him up.
It's fully his dad's like minivan that he's had since like it's the one that you guys would remember it because we carpooled to school a couple of times, and it's that same minivan that we carpooled to school.
Smells the same. The smell hasn't
smells
gone
the
away.
Same.
Definitely same smell.
Yeah,
so it's got lots of space.
Lots of space. It's also like one of those things where it was like kind of built to be like and this, we can retcon this if it doesn't make sense, but I love the idea of it being like a future thing where it's like, oh yeah, this is like a car for like driving around on like terra firma, but like it like a duck boat kind of deal where it's like, you know what, it can go in the space too. I guess we added that feature on.
Can't escape the duck boat. It's everywhere.
Oh, like it's a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit sketchy. Like, it can? Should it? We're doing it. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like when you take that car on the highway, that really should just stay around the city.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Oh, that's a new noise. Haven't heard that noise before.
Like, oh, you know what? Let's just keep driving and hope it goes away.
Oh, it pulls really to the left.
A month, so you start up the engine. And it doesn't start right away.
Yeah.
So what is 2 like features or positives of this minivan ship?
That makes sense for something that we would have driven to school in.
I think its problem is that it's probably it could just break down at any time.
Yeah. Fully, yeah. So would that be like horrible circuit breakers? Yeah. I'm looking at the problem.
It could literally, we could just say it could break down at any time. That could be the fatal flaw. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
I don't think that's one of like the main good reasons for it, but like my first thought was totally, it has great cup holders.
Yeah, that's a plus. It's definitely a plus.
No, I think that should be
we can,
it.
It can be
drive upside down.
We're gonna get drive through.
We can expand off of it too, where it's like it's just got good amenities. Like it's got good like it's like a what's it called? knife that's got all the stuff on them.
A utility
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife.
Thank you. It's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
I assume if it was like a family spaceship, maybe your dad's put lots of safety features in it as well.
Child locks. It's like the escape pod won't work. It's like you need an adult to operate this.
The child lock. God damn it.
Okay, I like the idea that it could break down at any time, but it's like replete with safety features. So
yeah. So it's positives are Swiss Army knife type deal and safety features, and then the negative is it could just break down. Who knows?
And maybe also safety features might also be a negative.
Yeah, safety features is middle.
We can play that as a negative. It won't let us fire the guns, for God's sake.
One of the utility things, can it be that because it's like an old van, it's actually not like a lot of it wouldn't stand out in a fleet of ships like a space would. I mean, like a race rocket would. So it can just kind of go undetected a little bit until it breaks down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It flies under their radar. I like it.
Hell yeah.
So the only other mechanic in this game, so a mechanic of the game is literally just the things that make the games work. So we've already got this lasers and feelings number. And then the other mechanic in the game is that if you can give me a good reason that you can roll more than 1d6, then you can do that. And the more d6s you roll, the more your success means, the more you get. One success is just like it happens, but not very well. But if you can roll more successes, it happens better and better until it's like, you do something completely amazing. So rolling more is sort of like when you're playing D&D, when you try and convince the DM to give you advantage, like try and give them an example of why this is something in your wheelhouse. This is something that your character is proficient at. So for example, you could get an extra D6 if you can link it to all of the background information you just made about your character. So for example, Spacey McGee, Shah is a rocket engineer. So if it's something to do with that, that's an extra D6. And then the way I play it, there's also if you're prepared. So if earlier in the game, the way this sheet says it is you can also have another D6 if you're prepared. So if earlier in the game you've said, I'm going to take literally a laser gun, and then later on you want to use the laser gun, you get an extra D6 because earlier you prepared. However, I also play it where you can get an extra D6 if you can give me a story about
callback kind of thing.
Yeah, a callback to when to either earlier in the day or earlier in the character's life when you've done this before. So your character is proficient at, I don't know, persuading somebody or proficient at fighting somebody because here's a story of what happened. And that's going to work really extra well for our game because you might be calling back to those days back in college or university when you were all together before. So that's it. Yeah, and I've already explained laser feelings. When you roll on yours, that's a critical success. You can also give somebody an extra D6 by explaining how you help them, which is similar for people if you've played D&D, the help action. You can only get up to 3 D6s though. You can't unless you think of something incredibly exceptional and it feels good for the narrative. 3 D6s is sort of otherwise it's very confusing how much it's very confusing how much more you can succeed past like an uber critical success.
Right.
You've ascended. You're a god. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
You step out of the game and play more.
The person walks into camera frame.
Yeah.
You have created life.
Essentially, you find out you're the god being of this universe.
Oh shit, now deal with that problem.
So this one sheet also provides us with a rolling table for our the narrative of the game. And it's up to GMs whether you have an idea for what you want to play or whether to roll on the table. We're absolutely going to roll on the table because I haven't prepared. And also, when you roll, we can twist this because we're not in a consortium ship. We're not an interstellar space scout ship. We can twist. Yeah, we're hacking as we go. Absolutely. So there is 4 things to roll, and there is 4 players. Ooh. So everybody's going to roll a d6 to work out what our threat is, what it wants, and the threat is whatever it wants, whatever it wants to, whatever the whatever, which will whatever. We're going to work it out. Okay, so
just quickly, did we name our ship? Did we name our minivan?
Oh no, we didn't.
McGee's dad's car.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Mr. McGee's car.
Mr. McGee's car.
Mr. McGee's car.
That's it. Perfect. Doesn't even need a name. Mr. McGee's car.
Oh. I got a flash forward to some point in the game where the car is like sinking in lava or something.
Oh, Mr. McGee's gonna be so mad.
My dad's gonna kill me.
These, like, I don't know, how old would you be? Like 25-year-old, 30-year-old people being like, oh no, Mr. McGee's gonna kill us.
I can never go home. I have to run away.
He's gonna call my mom.
Oh
no. Okay, so Alanna, you'll be first. Roll a d6 so we can work out what the threat is.
Ooh, that was cool. It landed and then it jumped up and then it went back down. That is 2. Okay. I roll with feelings. See, I know how this game works.
So, as I said, we can hack these as we go, or even once we've kind of got a full sentence. But the threat is the Hive Armada. Oh, that's not good.
That suits. That's perfect. The Hive Armada versus Mr. McGee's car. Don't you hate it when you go for a road trip and then the Hive Armada turns up?
Yeah, oh my god, it happened to me last Wednesday.
Like, oh, bloody Hive Armada again.
Who's next? That's Debbie. Debbie, would you mind rolling on the wants to table?
So 4, they want to protect or empower.
Ooh.
They're like, this ship has big dad energy. We want it.
Nice. Okay, we'll work out what that means.
Yeah, we're gonna unpack that later.
Yeah, we're gonna roll on what they want to protect or empower. So the table.
I rolled a 6, alien artifact.
Oh no.
Oh,
what do you mean, oh no?
I don't know. It just felt bad. Okay, they want to empower an alien artifact, which will what, Beck?
Come on, Rubik's Cube die. 2. Reverse time.
Oh, this is too permanent.
Ooh.
We don't go back to high school.
No, but maybe we do.
Maybe you do, I don't.
That's the best I ever got. I peaked in high school.
So Stacey would have peaked in high school. Maybe Stacey does want to go back.
You know what? The Hive Armada's not that bad. I think we should help them.
Yeah.
The Hive Armada.
Sorry, Kirrily.
Get behind it. Did Kirrily freeze? Is that just
Kirrily froze?
I think she froze.
Oh no.
I think time reversed.
No!
Oh, the Hive Armada!
The Hive Armada! It's here! It's here already! Shit!
Oh dear. She might disconnect in a second, in which case our faces are going to go everywhere, but that's okay.
Does that mean we're the Hive Armada?
Oh my god!
We were the Hive Armada all along!
Okay, what's the alien artifact we're looking for?
Yeah, Kirrily.
Oh no! Kirrily says our internet dropped out.
That's okay, she'll be back.
Well, what kind of things look like they can reverse time?
A big
jeez.
Maybe. Ooh.
I think maybe it is like a magic yearbook.
Oh my god, yes.
Done in high school, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Jax. this is the alien artifact because you're an alien. Maybe Jax
Uh-huh.
did
I
the
see
art,
what it
like the cover art, and was part of the
You were
Oh my god.
yearbook.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
You're on the yearbook committee. Holy crap. This is
I
the
love that.
this is the space adventure I've been missing. This is the no. There it goes.
It's fine. Everyone's still somewhat visible on the screen, so it's all
Okay.
good.
Then it's fine. We're just like a little we're just a little scooting
Yeah,
around.
You just
Just
gotta
a bit.
kind of just lean a little to the right back. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm surprisingly
like,
still kind of.
you're
Me and
like-
Alanna are like both still in the middle.
I think we were on the bottom to begin with, so it's kind of kept
Oh,
us.
okay.
Does that mean the Hive Armada is like the they were like the cheerleaders at school, and they
Oh
would
my
be mean to
God.
us?
Oh my god. I was gonna say the Hive
Yes.
Armada is either.
The Hive.
I was gonna say that works so good, but I was gonna say, what if the Hive Armada is the yearbook committee and they just didn't bring Jackson on it? Because then it was with all the pictures and
Rock
stuff.
art and that was it.
Yeah, they're like, do the cover, get out.
But if the cheerleaders or the
Jocks.
committee, they
Yeah.
all peaked in high school, so that's why they want to go back.
Yeah,
Right.
You're right. You got it.
but they need
We've
everyone
tracked the
from the
guys.
yearbook committee to do it, so that's why they're like.
Yeah,
Hunting
that's why they're
Jackson.
after Jax.
We've solved the game and we haven't even started yet. Oh my god. When Kirrily comes back, we should tell her that we've fixed it.
We've
Yeah.
become the DMs,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Kirrily has to
We-
play everybody.
Yes, we are now the bad guys.
Kirrily, not to
and
stress you out, but you are now 4 players.
You're 4 players, also the world. We're the hive mind. We're gonna
Yeah.
speak in unison now.
We
Okay,
decided
ready?
to become
3,
the Hive
2,
Armada.
1. Oh wow, this is good. This is very good. We just won Lasers and Feelings, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we did.
We beat the game.
That was really,
You
really
can always
easy.
win every game.
I like this game. I'll play it again sometime.
What was the name of our high school?
Oh,
Did we? Are we from Earth? Like I know Jax and I are aliens, but is it an Earth-based
Or is it a
Terra
terraform?
Firma
terraform?
at one point? I don't
Yeah.
know. That's not.
Terra Firma?
That can be like anything, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
that kind of just mean like
It just means
ground?
livable planet, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It means
Planet.
hard ground.
Liverpool playing
Why
at
don't-
high school. Got a great ring to it.
High school B.
The planet
It's the second high school
literally.
on the planet.
What if? Yeah. What if it's literally like just like a very like mediocre planet?
Someone,
That's just what.
someone in chat's put McGee High. I love the idea
Oh
that the
my
McGee
God,
family were like
yes.
the settlers of this planet. Like,
Oh my
And, like,
god,
that's
that
what,
would
like-
make sense.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's like the planet owner's child. Like,
No wonder
Oh
why
my God,
McGee
look
it's
at
the
has
his
so
little
many
moon. The
problems.
little moon that the
His
McGee's own.
stress. It's
when you-
literally like it's like a barren fucking moon, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This is our place." So they
When
built
you
like
grow
a
up,
weird
you'll own
colony
your
on it.
own moon.
I'm like, I don't want to own a moon.
That's
Oh
amazing.
god, dang it!
McGee High
That's good.
School. I love that.
McGee High School.
Fantastic. All right, we're gonna come back. She's gonna come back, and we're gonna be like, "We've named the high school. We've developed more backstory for Spacey McGee."
What's the planet called then? Is it McGee Land?
McGee. What would your dad name it?
God, something
What would a
stupid.
dad name a planet? McGee. No,
God, what
can't
would
say
Dad
that.
name it?
We own the planet, and we're driving Mr. McGee's car, which is like 20
Oh
years
shit!
old.
It's like a minivan. You know what? It's probably
Down
because he
there.
bought
Mr.
he
McGee.
bought nicer ships and cars later, and he was like, "You need to like learn to fend for yourself, so I'm going to give you the shitty car."
Fend
Yeah.
yourself. Here's a car.
yeah, you know, like the way rich
I
parents
like the
do.
idea that Lars maybe in high school, even though she was friends with Spacey, was very much like against the McGee Corporation, and that's the corporation she's ended up joining. She's like, they're polluting
Yeah.
this moon. It's like it's barren moon, but they're polluting this moon, and it should be returned
That's-
to like its natural state. Hey! Kirrily's back, I think.
Hey!
Yay!
Yippee!
Oh, Kirrily, we've cracked this whole thing wide open. Like,
Yeah.
We figured out everything.
Are we
solved
are we
the case.
streaming?
yeah, we're
currently?
good. Yeah, we
Yeah.
keep going.
I want you to know I'm hotspotting off my
Oh
phone.
no.
Whoa.
So
Now
it could be dodged.
trusting Australian mobile network, which is even worse.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
fault.
This is
It's not your
Australia.
fault at all.
Woo.
We've
please tell
developed
me-
a lot of lore.
Please tell me. That was actually the next thing I was going to say. We can now okay, we're back in. The cool thing about one shots and one pages like this is it's okay if you sort of work out what you want this to happen in the story right at the start and then play out the story. Like work out what this means. What's going to happen in the story. So tell me what the Hive Armada wants to protect or empower an alien artifact.
Well,
Reverse
well,
when you
well.
ask the question that point blankly, it feels a little silly now.
Are we actually gonna go through with it?
Yeah, 100%.
And
Oh,
tell me,
great. Okay,
tell me what's
so
happened.
we have to begin back in high school. So the McGee family / corporation is the one that settled this planet, which is still to be named, but it means that we went to the McGee High School. And we weren't super popular, you know. Spacey has lots of pressure on him, but we were all friends back then. Lars was against the McGee Corporation back in the day, but I do now work for the the McGee Corporation.
Can't beat him, join him.
No, can't beat him joining. At that time in our final year, Jax was on the yearbook committee, and they were there probably with a lot of like popular kids, like the cheerleaders and stuff. And that yearbook committee made a yearbook, and this is the alien artifact that now the rest of the yearbook committee who peaked in high school want to reverse time to go back to high school, but the only way they can get this artifact to work is if they have everyone from the yearbook committee in on it, and Jax is the last person.
The hive, the high school hive has come.
Oh my goodness. It's okay. Yes, it's Queen Bee. I love it.
You
Okay.
never should have left us to our devices. This is
No, this is good. This is good.
completely feral.
Okay, so the Hive Armada is the hive mind of the yearbook committee.
Yeah.
That's missing one part of its hive mind,
Mhm.
which is Jax.
Yes.
We did the
And-
cover art
and-
for the yearbook.
Okay, because they're going to do some sort of spell to reverse time using the hive mind
And the yearbook.
and the yearbook because they peaked in high school and want to go back there.
Indeed.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
I don't
Jax's
know what's going to happen, but that's amazing.
Jax's cover art was so good that it became magical.
Mhm, mhm,
Oh
mhm.
wow, yes.
There's some kind of like, alien love magic on this
Yeah.
yearbook. Oh, didn't like that sentence when I said it.
They poured all of their love for school and their passion for art into this book, and it became a powerful artifact.
Yeah.
I wrote runes around the side, not realizing what they were.
Yeah, you were just like,
Yeah.
you were just taken
Invoking
by the
some
throes of
eldritch
art.
alien power. Like,
Yeah,
pretty.
totally. Just possessed for a minute, and then you blink back in. You're like, oh, that looks
Oh,
tight. That looks cool.
We'll stick with that. Let's add some graffiti over on the side.
yeah.
So can I add slightly? Can I say that we did say that Jax, they were the one that organized the trip. Is it? It's kind of like, hey, let's just get away. It's gonna be great. But actually, you're running away.
Jax
Like you're,
Jax knows.
you know
Yeah.
that after you.
Jax knows.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like,
so-
yo,
And
somebody in the-
Go to the half beach, half water planet because there's no reception there, so the magic won't work.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no magical reception.
I've just
Oh
seen-
dear,
It's the
dear.
place where the signal won't reach.
Oh my god.
we don't know.
someone
Only
is-
Jax knows.
I just want to say,
Someone in
Sans-
chat just said one of those runes is the S that everyone did in the 90s.
That's the
Yeah.
word.
You did that so fast, Alana.
I saw it. I'm like, I have to draw it. I have to draw it now.
Oh my god, completely.
That thing
It's
that's
just that as a border. You know how you can like elongate it and make it into a
Yes.
border.
Oh my god, I used to do that all the time.
yeah. All right, let's get into it. Let me check what time we have. What time? Okay, cool. We have enough time to start before we go to break.
Break.
So we are going to start. The camera, the shot opens, panning across. Imagine one of those Star Wars shots where they're panning across a huge ship, except it's the undercarriage of Mr. McGee's car, and it's this smorgasbord of like bits that have been added and welded on, as well as like really expensive safety bits. There's like two big sausages down the side that are that if this hit water they would, you know, sausages of like rubber.
Got it.
Yes.
Inflatable tubes. Not like a sauce. Got it.
Like, Mr. McGee just really want to make sure we had some snacks for the journey.
He's a sausage baron. That's why he made his
Incredible.
fortune.
There's an incredible smoker barbecue strapped to the back of this ship for sure. But also inflatable.
Trailer.
I imagine it a little bit like one of those cars that's also still like got wood paneling on it for some reason.
Yeah.
There's a bit of wood paneling.
100%. That's super. What's that like? That's like super like.
Like very 70s.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, it's so 70s.
And then we zoom inside Mr. McGee's car, and as we are inside the car, it is a spaceship. Like there's enough room. So we've got this minivan car situation where each of you have, since you left the planet, have been setting up your space. I don't know if you're like me when you go somewhere to a holiday house and you like put your stuff out. You set up your space. So
Super duper.
So I want to know, in this weird minivan spaceship, what little corner of the spaceship your character has decided is their own section, how it's decorated, and then describe what your character's doing. I do, however, imagine this is quite a small spaceship, and we're pretty much in that like minivan. Everybody's in the same room. You've just got your own sort of corner.
Like a little bunk area.
Yeah, your own bunk area. So up to you. Who's got an idea first about what their corner looks like and what they're up to and what their character looks like? Alanna.
I got an idea.
Oh yeah.
So
Go.
I like the idea that maybe in this old minivan there is maybe a section that Mr. McGee had, which was like an office kind of area, where he did like his work for business trips, like, you know, way back in the 3070s. And so I'm gonna like set up there because I like to think I'm maybe also a little bit of Mr. McGee's assistant, or, you know, I would say, you know, I'm the co-associate, but I'm probably more like the assistant. And so I've set myself up in his old office space, and it's pretty bland. There's no papers here anymore. It's been cleared out, but Lars would have come in and she would have set her very nice suitcase down, but probably not unpacked. She's maybe thinking of getting off at the next, like, pit stop. Like, she's like, oh, if I don't unpack, then I can probably just leave at the next stop.
Oh no.
Might be easier that way.
Teaching me.
Yeah, so it's pretty bland. It's just like a suitcase and maybe like a suit jacket has been hung up on one of the coat hangers. Because she was wearing business attire.
Oh no.
She got picked up after work and hasn't had a chance to change yet.
Going to the beach.
I have done that.
Yeah.
I picked up our work and went to the beach.
I like to think it's a little bit too of like Lars was the last one to be picked up and she was ambushed leaving her office. Get in, bitch, we're going to the beach.
But not early. Like it was like 8 p.m. and everybody had wanted to leave by 5 and you hadn't gotten there yet, and so they came and got you.
Yeah. I like it.
So I think between you and hang on. Wait. What is your character's? I've got Lars and then I've got Jax. Between you and Jax, what do your aliens, what do you look like?
Oh, big horn. No, I was kind of pitching like a bit like please don't sue me, Disney, but a bit like Nebula-esque from Guardians of the Galaxy. So kind of like
Okay.
patchy, kind of blue. patches. Yeah.
So generally humanoid.
Humanoid,
Yeah.
but clearly alien in appearance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I like that.
obviously some sort of ability, some sort of like odd magical abilities because you've accidentally created a hive mind at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So maybe
As
then
they
from
do.
that, let's go to other patchy blue alien. Jax, what is Jax?
So Jax immediately
Section.
claims what would be the equivalent of the back seat section of the minivan, where you get to spread out over, but you also are like in charge of the cooler with all the like snacks and everything in it.
Nice.
Like you have to provide those because you take the back where you can lay down, and there's just stacks upon stacks of like drawing books and like pencils and color pencils. And their plan is just to sit back there the entire time drawing, but also hiding.
I like it.
I love it. Spacey McGee or Shah?
I think that Spacey took the cockpit as much as possible, both because they are the and also because they're kind of like it's like this is my space. It's my space. Be okay. And they've put all their stuff around, and they like left like the passenger seat like clear so you can put your butt down on it, but like the floor is all like their stuff and everything, so it's basically just like packed full of all their crap except for like the actual like seat part of the passenger seat.
Spacey's living in
So
his
that
van,
someone else.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he just sort of shoved it all into the front to make space.
Yeah. Oh, you're bringing a washing machine on this road trip. That's interesting.
Yeah, you never know when you need. You gotta be prepared for anything, as my old man always said.
Where's Shah?
I think that Char is sitting up the front with Spacey McGee, so she's riding shotgun. She wears like a long brown leather coat, and there's a bikini sticking out of it, and that's all she's brought with her. And so she's got like a big Coca-Cola. She's got her legs up on the dashboard, and she's sip, 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 and then she's with her little Android arm as well. She's like fixing the radio, so she's trying to DJ and like hack into another
Very
radio
nice.
station.
Yes.
Amazing. As you're shooting along through space, you've kind of hit that bit in the trip where everybody's gone a bit quiet. All you can hear is very strange, different intergalactic space stations kind of rolling through as Char's trying to dial in on one or the other, and then you sort of hear this, yes, passenger 2, and you hear Char, the computer, is sort of, as much as possible, sounding like they're getting poked by. It's like, if you can just ask if you need, I can. What are we after, passenger 2 exactly?
So computer's asking Char that.
Yeah.
I think that she'll be like, I'm just looking for a Wonderwall. That was the song we had in our final year, and I just want to bring that back, have some of those good memories.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That was our senior year song. I love it.
yeah. I mean, I have access to all the late grades. I can just play Wonderwall. I don't even need a space station for that. That's
Okay,
fine.
sweetie, you do you then.
Okay, and then it's just like taking over that sort of stuttered silence is just the rolling tones of Wonderwall. as you all have like the montage of essentially graduation day going through your head.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It doesn't. I don't know whether it lifts. It's up to you. I don't know whether it lifts spirits.
Yeah,
in
Char's
that.
like, woohoo, yeah! You're my Wonderwall. She's not a very good singer.
Spacey in the front seat is like, oh god, the last day when I was cool.
God has no regrets.
as this kind of abomination of a spaceship is rattling through towards the beach planet that some of you are looking forward to. After a little while, you hear Spacey McGee. You hear the computer say, Space," which is your dad's nickname for you.
Oh,
He's programmed the computer to say, Space, I have enough update if you're ready for it.
No, who's that? Space? Who's that? Huh? Who are you talking to? Computer? Hey, you know what? We need to get you a little tune up there. You having a bit of a vocal glitch when you're talking to me. It seems like you're sitting there going like,
am I malfunctioning? I can run a diagnostic. No, I don't.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Just remember, it's like a little auditory thing. It's spacey.
Oh, you'd prefer a different input for your to be referred to. That's not a problem at all. Is there a change of pronouns with that change of name? So from space, a long name, space, my sweet boy, to to just Spacey?
Yeah, yup. Next, what were you gonna say? Next.
Is this coming through all the computer systems so like we can
This
hear
is
it?
this is the whole minivan. I imagine Spacey McGee like trying to cover the speakers.
Like his whole body's on it. Like kind of like.
Thank God for autopilot.
Not much to report. Everything seems tip top and safe. I just there is more traffic than we were expecting. No traffic, and quite a way off. Sort of out. Just a few light years behind us, but still counts as traffic. So I thought I'd let you know. There does appear to be a couple of ships. Yeah, a couple of ships from the McGee planet, just following along. So, that's just my space traffic update. And would you like me to keep looping Wonderwall, or
you just hear from the back? You hear from the back of the minivan. No, turn it off, please.
I guess no. Thank you, computer, for that update. You are the best, and I love you. Just please don't call me Space anymore.
I've changed Spacey. That's fine. I just play some appropriate, just some mindfulness music. I think that feels like that would be helpful.
I agree.
And so yeah, it's just some like ambient space, lo-fi tunes just start pumping through. Yeah, you were. It's odd. There shouldn't be. I don't know. You weren't expecting there to be essentially anyone around, so it's kind of that feeling. I'm imagining that feeling where, and this might be a privileged Australia thing, but I'm going to say it anyway, where you go to a beach and you're expecting to have it to yourself, to your group, and then there's somebody else on the beach.
No, I can relate to that. I'm from Hawaii. We're all from an island with beaches. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Woo!
No, yeah, totally.
And you're like, fair enough, it's a beach, it's open to everyone, but how dare they?
But what the fuck, though, actually?
Space is used to having their own planet.
Maybe.
Lars is going to come up and she's going to be like, do you think it's a taxi service or people ferrying others to this beach planet?
I don't know what it could be. The fact that it's from my dad's planet, our planet, makes me uncomfortable because this was supposed to be a vacation. But you know what? It's fine if my dad wants to stick his nose in.
Well, your father wasn't planet-side, I don't believe, when we left, so at least you don't have that.
Oh, so what's this then?
I don't know. It's strange.
Should we
Computer,
just...
Can you set up some sort of communication with them?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do y'all want to talk to them, see what they're up to, maybe?
Oh, I can hail them, absolutely.
Wait. Do we want to? Do we want to do that?
Talk to strangers in the middle of space.
Yeah, isn't people get stabbed?
They might. I mean, well, I don't know why anyone would want to shipjack this, but at the same time...
Okay, maybe if we do a loop-de-loop, we can see if they're following us or just going somewhere on the highway and it's just a
Well,
road trip,
yeah.
buddy.
Are we being paranoid?
Do a hard right to see if they're fault. Just like
Okay, as long as we're clear that we're being paranoid.
Do you want us to keep going
always
straight?
No, I think it's a great idea. I think being paranoid
Okay.
gets you far.
I love being paranoid.
I'm gonna need a direct, just a one direct order there, and then I will do it as quick as a jiffy quick.
Right turn, just a 90-degree angle to see if they're gonna follow us.
And the spaceship almost like dead stops and turns. Like as if
Jackson
you've gone,
Max just holding everything.
yeah, and
Seatbelts
absolutely
on.
takes a 90-degree and skids off. A little bit of like smoke coming out the back.
Oh, fuck, that's not good. I mean, that's normal. It always does that.
Where did the friction come from?
No, it always does that. It's just it's a feature. It's a feature for aesthetic.
I can't believe we're back in this old thing again. I thought you got rid of it. I could have sworn your family got rid of it.
No, I never left it. They gave it to me. That's how they got rid of it. It's mine now.
Oh, okay.
Just, I've been living here.
Oh.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
Following us, computer?
Oh, I've been trained not to interrupt, and there seems like a conversation happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, an update, a traffic update. It seems they're, they've, well, I don't want to flavor it in any certain way, so I'm just going to say they have also taken the same turn. That's the information. We are also now hurtling the wrong direction from, our destination.
Let's take a hard left, then.
We're going back the way we were going?
Let's take a hard left, and stop me if you disagree, fellows. But maybe, perhaps, they were just gonna take a right turn anyway, so to extra double check, we should take a left to make sure. You know? That if they do it again, then we're like, alright, some shit's up. You know, you gotta be extra sure, as my daddy always says.
So let's say it was not a problem. Executing a hard left, even harder than last time because you specified it's a hard left. Somehow the spaceship screeches. The wheels screech. There aren't wheels. And
also a feature.
Utility.
Yeah, it's like your dad's really into old things, and so have like programmed
it's like an audio thing.
Yeah, the smell of
aesthetic,
tires comes pumping through.
God.
Exactly.
And you take a hard left, and after a little while, the computer does confirm. Yeah, I'm feeling confident now to say we are indeed being followed.
Fantastic.
By a ship from the McGee planet.
Fantastic. Okay, here's what I think we should do. Panic. That's my whole plan. Does anyone else have an idea?
What?
Well, I'm just saying that if we contact them, then we will at least be able to learn maybe a little bit about who they are, so we can plan for that instead of just straight panicking.
I don't understand why we're so concerned, I guess. I mean, why we could just hail them. Char's right.
Why are they following us?
Because we're
Fine,
heading towards a tourist destination, I suppose.
But why would they take a right and a left? No one does that.
Maybe
shit.
they don't
That's
know
just me.
They might not know the way and they're following us, but why would they know where we're going?
How do they know where we're going? Computer hail them. I don't want to. I'm scared.
I'm gonna call Jax. I'm like, Jax, come up here, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Some weird crap is happening.
Hailing the McGee planet ship. And you see, I see come up as in the viewer in front, instead of stars now, there comes up just this picture of there are 5 people that you all recognize from your high school, like
Oh,
immediately. They're older, but you recognize them, and they're all standing like right next to each other, and in unison, in one voice, they all say, "Are you ready for your photo? We're searching for a photo."
Photo? Photo.
And start slapping the dashboard to try and hang up.
Lars is gonna try and talk. Like...
Just before you manage to, or actually, let's roll a dice. So I'm gonna roll to see if you manage to smash a button that does actually hang up.
I'm just like full palming the desk.
Yeah, let's see if he can hang up quickly. So, roll 1d6. Do you think this? Decide if this is a lasers or a feelings roll for you. Well, is it like...
This seems like...
I think it's wild. It's gotta be feelings, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's wild.
But you also have... It's your ship. You would know where your buttons are. So that
this is Spacey McGee we're talking about, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, while that is probably true, I think right now he's forgotten everything.
I love it.
All right, one dice. Let's go.
One dice. Let's go. I'm trying to roll under a 3, correct? No, wait. Yeah, it's feelings.
You're rolling for
So,
feelings.
wait, no. Feelings you want to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, over.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to roll 4 or 5. 6. 4, 5, 6.
Or a 3, which would be critical.
Or 3, which is an explosion. Or not an explosion. No. I got a 6.
Woo.
That's a success. Okay, so this is when you just roll one dice and it's success, it counts as a moderate success. So you do manage to hit to hang up, but only as they say, Jax, we need your photo, and they hang up, and you hang up.
Was that the yearbook committee?
What the fuck was that?
I think that was the yearbook committee.
Jax?
What'd you say?
I got a text a couple weeks back, right when I started planning this trip, about the yearbook committee wanting to meet up in, I guess, regards to the reunion coming up. And it was really cryptic and weird. So I thought we'd go on a trip instead. And they just kind of smile, like, yeah.
Well, that makes it all clear.
A bit more explanations.
Perfectly clear, Jax. Thank you.
That was kind of... They got a text that was a little weird and planned a full road trip.
How was it weird? What was this overreaction that you decided to have?
Well, it was something about meeting up again, taking a photo, and about there might have been some hints to like rewinding time, or I don't know.
What?
About how the glory days were. Yeah. And you know the yearbook team, they were all the ones who made sure they were in every single photo in the yearbook. You know, I just drew the cover. That was it. I didn't do anything else in there. They were preppy and perfect and everything. Yeah. Hi.
And so now they're chasing you.
Apparently, I didn't think they would follow. I just ignored the text and presumed that meant that they'd have their meeting or whatever, and we'd go elsewhere.
And you didn't think to mention that the fucking weird the fucking weird yearbook committee. It works. It's fine. Works as well. You're all Facebook friends. You didn't think to mention that they were seeking you out after 10 years. I thought you didn't get on very well with them. So
I didn't. But I thought it was just, they wanted new art or something the first time they texted, and then the second time it was the weird cryptic text, and so I thought we'd not go to the reunion and have fun.
I wasn't going to go to the reunion anyway, I suppose.
I don't want to see them. They were mean.
Yeah.
I think I blacked out a lot of high school, to be honest.
We recognize all the people that we saw on the screen. Like, remember, I'm like, you see Lars kind of looks up and is like, Toby Jones, though. He was something. Like, kind of, like, lost a little bit in thought. She's remembering.
Did you and Toby Jones have a thing?
No, we didn't. It wasn't a thing. But anyway, that was very weird, right? We're on the same page here. That was bizarre, and
Yeah.
Jax's explanation does not quell my fears in any way.
I told you we should be scared. I told you we should panic.
You're always paranoid.
What do you think they're going to do to us if they're following us and they get on our ship? Are they going to take you away?
They want to take
I
us
don't
down.
know. The text was like, wanting a meeting and wanting to take a photo and wanting to talk about good memories and going back to those good memories. So I just thought I could ignore it and they'd have their meeting on their own. And, I don't have memories with them. I drew an art piece.
You were
Okay.
particularly proud of that art piece, and so you do actually have a copy of the yearbook, because you were proud of this artifact that you put together. There's little sketches within it that you did as well that kind of brings the whole thing together as this yearbook is a piece of art. It's beautiful, and so you do have a copy of it if you wanted to bring that out.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it the original copy? Like the one they doodled on?
The Necrocomic.
Or
Like it's...
I mean, and they'll go into my stack of notebooks and here. Remember when I drew this, right, Lars? Like,
Yes.
You were around.
Instantly for all of you, that gut emotion of instantly being like, I don't know, 17, 18 again, and just that, each of you know. You've seen and you've memorized the pictures that you are in that yearbook. The things that you said you were going to do in that yearbook. You know what people said you would be, most likely to in that yearbook. I don't know if anyone wants to share those things, but instantly all of that comes to you. Whether or not that means you want time to be reversed or whether that is a terrifying prospect and something you would rather burn is up to you.
I think that Char was really, at school, she was really conservative. She came from a really conservative family, and so she's wearing, like a little, one of those little shirts that have the little rounded collars, and she's got 2 plaits, and in the thing of like she's most likely going to be, they say that she's most likely going to have the most children. That's what she's got.
Ugh.
And so she had quite a big personality change, or she, kind of broke away from her conservative background when she left school. So she's changed a lot, and it brings back a lot of those memories when maybe she was a little bit afraid to be herself.
I think that Spacies says that, most likely to own a solar system or some shit, and he looks like every, every straight white guy, main character of a AAA title video game, mashed into one and turned 18. And he's
in every picture, the same pose.
Yeah, and he's internally, he's I cannot face the person that I once was with the person that I am now. I am not ready to confront that reality. Goodbye. And just shuts down internally.
I think Jax definitely tried to get them to let them put a photo of them flicking off the camera as their senior photo, but instead they kept saying no, so there's just a rock on sign and deadpan stare and don't care at the camera, and that's the only photo of them in the one thing they did besides drawing the cover was make sure that they were nowhere else in the yearbook. And no other photos besides the senior portrait.
I think Lars was like the opposite and tried to get in like as many photos as possible. But like she's kind of the she was never fully involved in all the groups, but she just liked hanging out with people. So she's kind of like the one like hanging on people in all the photos, and it's like, you know, the chess club and the swim team, never swum, but like she just managed to work her way into all the photos. Not on the yearbook committee, but just because she was always there, you know, supporting people in their clubs and always at all the games and all the events, and so she's kind of there. And I think probably yeah, she would have just been very happy, very smiley in all the photos. And I don't know if she would have had like a most likely to, but probably just something along the lines of, you know, like I can't even think of one that would be good for her, but just like
Who's most likely to save the space whales?
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Most likely to like save the environment or things like that. But
Oh, and
yeah,
definitely
space whales.
the beach planet they're going to used to be a habitat for the space whales, but they're all extinct now.
Oh.
Oh no.
As in, I understand space whales aren't water around in the solar
orbit.
system. Yeah.
This was their birthing planet that they
Yeah.
would go to.
In like the atmosphere of
Yeah.
that particular
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, they're absolutely gone. But you can get a lot of space whale merch there, though, so that's
Oh,
good.
okay. Then.
So
Remember
you're
the space
standing
whales.
there with this sort of epicenter of just energy coming out from this book that oh my goodness, why Jax is holding up. Sorry, I have my notes and I should circle everyone's name because they're just randomly in there. And yeah, what do? You know that you're being followed by the yearbook committee.
Oh god, that's never a sentence you want to hear.
The yearbook.
uh,
I think we need to lose them.
Can I want to speak to the computer and say, computer, can you run a scan and see if they are McGee Corporation model vehicles or if they are unknown vehicles? Are these from our planet, yes? So are they in McGee mobiles or are they in other forms of transport?
Yes.
I can run the
check.
scan if you need me to, but
Oh no, I can run the. I mean,
I know
if you-
some of the.
I'm like a fully an AI computer.
That's
I can definitely
fine.
run the scan faster than. Okay.
talented and capable, it's fine.
Checking now. They are in fact in basic hybrid McGee vehicles, not vehicles, not company-owned vehicles, but they're in, you know, McGee industry vehicles.
McGee mobiles as
And just the one
amazingly
McGee vehicle.
Oh, it's just
Oh,
one.
one.
Yes, they're all in one vehicle.
Computer,
You
can
should
we
ram
remotely
them.
hack a McGee mobile?
So say again.
Can we remotely hack a McGee mobile?
Ooh.
Just computing that. Just one second. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Are we
Should.
allowed to?
Should we? Is I'm not.
I'm just saying, if it's for the
usually-
safety of me and my friends, then I think a little bit of hacking is okay.
I mean, my current programming won't let me break any intergalactic or McGee laws except for safety reasons.
Charity like holds up her finger and then it like opens up into a little screwdriver. Apparently, everything in engineering can be done with a screwdriver,
Including coding.
including coding. This
Sure.
is my coding screwdriver.
Are you attempting to intimidate the AI into doing something?
No. She's like, I have no qualms and I'll do it. If your safety protocol doesn't allow it, I'll fall for it.
Please, please, don't hurt my computer.
It is.
I'm not trying to intimidate the computer. I'm trying to
Okay,
say like,
I'm just scared of everything right now.
It's okay, space. Chill. It's fine. You're safe here.
Don't go in space! Sorry, I'm sorry.
Spacey, do you want a drink? I could get you a drink in the back.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
I'll go back and
Roll for drinks.
grab something. Whatever drinks we brought with us.
mean, definitely roll for drinks. Yeah.
Percent.
Is that a feelings or a laser roll? You decide.
I want to say feels roll just to see if I can choose what Spacey would drink. If I could remember back what you drink.
Do you have like friendship history that like the two of you that would mean that you would have an extra dice? You would have more information about that.
I mean, I kind of want to say that Jax has had a crush on Spacey back in high school. But you also
The
like, your family
character
for
choice.
everything bad, and so
Right, so it's like a forbidden. You're like, why do I have a
Right.
crush on this person?
like,
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yes, please roll 2 dice.
Amazing character choice, Bex. That's fantastic.
Okay. I have to get a 3 or above. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my computer is saying it needs to restart right now. Let me quickly reschedule that.
Don't do it, computer.
Not
No,
now.
computer, please.
It's 2
Be
3 a.m.
patient.
Cool. Okay. No, I just got a 1 and a 2.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
All right, you tell me what.
What's
That's
your-
definitely a failure. You tell me what that looks like.
I would think they would grab like the soda that you just cannot stand, like Coke versus Pepsi. I totally packed
Yeah.
the wrong type. So I totally like if you're a Coke person, I totally packed the Pepsi, and that's all we have.
I think
Like,
Spacey
yeah.
takes it and like takes a big swig and then like chokes. Is like,
Yeah, and you feel that on a molecular level there, Jax.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The computer and Char are in a standoff currently. The computer's
I'm
like,
not going to intimidate you. I'm
I
just saying
understand.
I'll do it myself.
I understand, and what I'm saying is, physically the capabilities exist. I'm saying I can't do it currently, so you would have to to do some sort of
How about
reprogramming.
this? Can you move the trash chute so that when I throw my large frozen Coke down the trash, it will go on their windscreen so they cannot see?
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's not a problem.
All right.
That's not an intergalactic space crime. That's just hijinks. That's fine.
you gotta just
That's
throw trash.
littering.
Is that
are
our
we,
plan?
Are we littering now? Is that what we're doing?
Littering intergalactic space crime. You've got to make sacrifices.
Oh my god.
Littering isn't against the McGee law. That's not a law.
Family sucks.
I know it's not. I'm very well aware. Computer, thank you.
Actually, it's
I'm gonna-
encouraged. It's encouraged to get rid of the rubbish in intergalactic space as opposed to around, just to keep the McGee planet pristine as possible. So this is
It
actually
fucking sucks. God.
How much I love it.
so yeah, you, roll to see if you can. I think there's still maybe a light year away, but roll to see if you can hit. See if you can
It's
hit
just
the
gonna be
hit the
like a frozen
windscreen.
ice block. Like it's just gonna.
It could do some
It's not
damage.
gonna be slushy. It's just gonna be ice.
It's gonna be like getting hit with a brick at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, and especially if it's being shot out, it's like
Yeah. You and then
Charity
like
does
the
not care.
momentum,
I
the
love it.
momentum in space is just gonna carry.
Okay.
Is there any reason
So-
why Char would roll more than 1 dice for this?
Have you thrown trash at people before?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There was one time in a really big race competition when she was participating, and one of the people that like her arch nemesis actually cheated to start to try and get in front of her. Like he had illegal boosters on his rocket, and so she got so angry she chucked her her frozen Coke out the window, and it hit him, and so she ended up winning the race. But she got disqualified because that was cheating. But she's done it before.
So 2
Amazing.
dice.
Do that. Amazing.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 1 and a 6.
So this was probably a lasers roll.
I think
You
so,
lining
yeah.
it up. So,
A technical slushy throw. So yes.
So 6 would be a wait.
So
Now
one
I'm
success.
confused.
You
One
chose
success.
5, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So one success is a success with complications. So you throw it out and you see on the computer's display as your ship keeps going, you see the frozen Coke that just came out of nowhere. Indeed completely become like a solid ice thing, an asteroid, and you see it. Just head back and on this viewer you're watching, and there's like this moment where you come out of all of your respective, reminiscing, and you're watching. Just it's not instant. It does take a couple of minutes. And you do see it like skim the side of the McGee vehicle, where all of the what are they again? The hive mind. Yeah, where the hive mind is, and on the viewfinder you see them all like stare at it and then stare back, and the computer goes, they've sped up, and that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my gosh. God damn it.
Being chased by the Yearbook Committee!
Oh my god. Now, did Char at least take the straw out of the frozen Coke before she threw it out in the trash?
No,
I mean,
the straws are going to kill the space turtles.
The space turtles!
Yeah. Think about the space turtles.
Oh my god, we'll get into this later. Amazing.
Oh, this is so fun.
Thank you everybody who's been watching. Sorry that we had some technical difficulties. I am back on actual, not off my phone, so hopefully that sticks. But yeah, please go have a break, and we'll be back here in... How long do we normally break for, Alanna?
5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Go.
Hello everybody, we are back from our break, and oh my goodness, what a mess we are all in. We were just discussing how this game always feels like you're going to be in a Star Trek episode, and never ever ever is that the case. I have never played this game and it has ended up feeling like anything like a Star Trek episode, because we are now on a road trip that so to summarize, we are currently 4 friends who've gotten back together after about 10 years graduating college / high school / it's high school. Okay. And that's shifted a bit, and they're on a road trip through space in essentially a minivan ship to a beach planet. However, the person who organized the trip, Jax, it turns out they organized the trip because they were being essentially hunted down by the hive mind that is the old Yearbook Committee, who want Jax to come back and help them do some magic with the art that they did on the yearbook to reverse time to go back to the glory days of high school, which isn't necessarily the glory days that everybody, not everybody feels the same way. Yeah. I just, before we get right back into it, just a little snapshot of each of your characters and where they're at the moment, emotionally, physically. What's going on for everybody? Let's start with Lars.
Oh, Lars didn't want to be on this trip to begin with. Lars was quite comfortable with her job, where it was going, and thought reliving these salad days was probably not in her best interest. She's generally a pretty dissatisfied person to begin with, and the thought of then catching up with her old friends, who she knows are quite she's been keeping up on the McGee book, and she's kept up with kind of how their lives have been going, so she sees that Char is maybe living her best life, and Spacey, well, she knows what Space is up to because she speaks to Mr. McGee every so often. and sees Jax every couple of weeks for family dinner, but yeah, pretty dissatisfied with her life in general, and currently isn't happy reliving the memories from the yearbook of seeing a much happier self from those days past. Yeah. And very upset that Char just threw trash out into space. It's a real problem, people. Space trash is no joke.
I mean, the McGee Corporation does not think so. Char.
Well, Char's at the height of her career. She's actually quite famous as a race rocket driver and engineer. And she was really excited about this trip because she felt like she was getting to the point where she was famous enough that people weren't like able to connect with her in the same way. She was kind of like, do people like me for me, or do they like me for my racing, that kind of thing. So she was really excited to be back with her friends. But seeing the yearbook of her when she was really quiet and timid, and before she'd really come out of her shell, she was like, no, I don't want to go back there. I've come so far. So she's really angry at the yearbook committee for trying to reverse all of the good things that have happened in her life.
Amazing. Jax.
Jax right now is kind of freaked out that it all came through. Like, they thought that this trip was just going to solve it. They won't have to deal with the yearbook, anything going on, and they just be away with friends for a while, which is why it was like thrown together so last minute. But the yearbook memories of like an angsty rebel is just like, it's changed from angsty rebel. They've changed to being like almost hippie, but like just freeform. Like they must do something online to make money because they travel way too often. That's why I'm only for family dinners every couple of weeks. And so like they're constantly traveling to different planets and whatnot and seeing other places. And so like they definitely don't want to go back to just pure angst. Like they've moved past that.
Finally, Spacey. Where's Spacey at emotionally?
Spacey is in one of those things that is like feels a bit like a panic attack, but like it's just going. Like it's just going, and he's just kind of sitting in it.
It's not a panic attack. This is your life now.
Yeah, like that's how it feels, right?
Yeah.
He's like, this is just it. This is just how it's gonna be forever. It's like he's always paranoid to some degree. It's just like in his blood, I guess, like space adventurers, but then he stayed home and lived in a van. So now that paranoia has nowhere to go. And then all of a sudden, this one time, the paranoia has proven to be true, and he's like flipping his shit. He never wanted to be right, and now he's right, and now he doesn't know what to do. So he's kind of just, he's hoping someone else gives some direction.
Incredible. So the last thing that we heard was the computer saying that the Hive ship had sped up. They'd been hit by a missile that was a frozen Coke that has traveled light years, and instead of doing any damage or causing a problem, although it did hit the spaceship, they sped up, and that's the last thing you heard. So what would you
Verity's just gonna be like, all right, Spacey, out of the driver's seat, I'm taking over. And, because she's a race car driver and she can see how, like, nervous he is, and she's just like, Jack, you gotta calm that guy down. You just gotta get that panic attack under control, okay? That's your job. I'm gonna jump on here, and I'm so sorry for throwing out that straw. I understand that just wasn't good, Lars. But right now, I don't care. She's gonna jump in the driver's seat and, like, computer switch manual controls.
To get out, instead of like getting out normally, Spacey's gonna like climb in a panic up over the back of the seat and like totally fall on his back.
Amazing.
And then like in the opposite, because Charity probably works really well under pressure, she's gonna like do a big thing where she like grabs onto the handle when she like jumps over and right in quite dexterously, I hope.
Yeah, I won't make you roll for that because it's
like,
too cinematic and great.
Does like the Riker step over.
And she's just gonna, I don't know how to drive a spaceship, but Like the manual controls are like a car, so
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's coming up with the minivan.
It's just a wheel with pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a manual. It's but like that's perfect. That's race car. Your home. So roll for how well you get into racing gear.
All right. So I am a race car driver. Does that mean I get extra?
Yes, I think that's at least one more dice.
Okay. I rolled a 1 and a 4.
So this was probably lasers.
This would be lasers, even though she's really passionate. But in terms of like switching into, where we're in an emergency, she's like right there.
So your number, I think, is your number 3.
Mine's a 2.
Yours is 2. So you have to roll under your number. So that's one success.
That's one that's under my number, and one not.
That's all good. Okay, so yes, you absolutely feel very, very much at home. This isn't, however, a racing vehicle.
No.
So you're sort of reaching for the extra grunt, and you're getting everything that you can out of and you're sort of like doing some extra things. You're pumping fuel in different places. You're like, no, we don't need shields right now. That's ridiculous. And you have a bit of a fight with the computer, where the computer's like, we don't ever drop the shields. This is it's a safety precaution.
You're exceeding the speed limit.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And it finally gives up, and you get a bit more of a grunt because you drop the shields. Sort of like when you finally get everyone to wind up the windscreens with the windows, and
Oh
you
god,
know,
were
your
our
old
windows
car.
down this whole time? That's not good.
Just metaphorically.
Oh no.
And you absolutely get a bit more grunt, and you feel the controls, like you have the controls of the vehicle now. Spacey's having a panic attack. If anyone wants to help with that situation, what is everybody else doing as you're still just trying to get away?
Jax will probably help Spacey up and then run and grab a paper towel and some water and just like try to water or like
Freak out.
paper towel on your head. Try to
I'm gonna
calm
freak
you
out.
down.
I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out right now, right here. I'm just gonna freak. I'm gonna
Deep
freak. I'm gonna completely flip my shit. I'm gonna go bonkers. Oh my god.
Deep breath. In and out. Just big breath in and hold and then let it out.
Or maybe just
And
do
big
it.
breath
Maybe
in.
just let it out. That might make you feel better if you just let go for a second.
That is valid. That actually is valid.
Would you
Just,
like to? Would you like
let
to
it scream out of that.
scream?
I would like.
And Lars is going to
scream.
bundle up like her nicely folded jacket from like her coat hanger, and so like just present it to Space. Like you can scream into this if you like.
Totally valid. Totally valid way to just release the emotion.
Scream. It's fine. I do it all the time. It's a good jacket for screaming.
And a muffled scream
Yeah.
comes
Yeah,
through there.
muffled scream. Yeah.
Amazing.
At this stage, for no reason in particular, I would like everyone to roll a d6 for me.
Oh god.
And just tell me what you get.
Hey.
Char got a 3.
I got a 1.
2.
I got a 5.
1, 2, 3, 5.
This isn't like a roll, is it? Because that'd be laser feelings for me.
No,
Okay.
that's
Damn it.
amazing, but no. However, you were the only one that succeeded in this random thing I just thought up.
Yes. I mean, no, guys.
That's very Lars, though, to be like, ha, you fuck.
Yeah, I did it! On top.
As you're screaming into the pillow, Spacey, and you have your whole face, and you're sort of in that black, like your eyes are closed, and you're just screaming. There's like this weird pop of calm as you feel yourself. Essentially, you see yourself like from above, floating. But you feel calm, but you're floating in space, no spacesuit, just in front of, you're in a room, you're in your high school, and you're floating, and there's people sitting in a circle of chairs, and it's the Yearbook Committee, but they're as they look now, they're adults, and you're floating there, and they all look to you, and again in unison, they're like, Spacey, why are you running? Why is everybody running?
Do I still feel calm, like unnaturally calm?
Yeah, oddly calm.
Alright. Well, you guys are freaky as shit.
Valid. And they say, we want to go back. We thought that would be everybody to go back to senior year and just start from there again.
I don't think everybody wants that. Did you ask?
We reached out as we're reaching out now and found nobody was particularly happy with either how they were back then or how they are now. We want to have a second go. You would retain everything you know now. You could change things. We could change everything.
But I'd be in the body of a 17-year-old again?
Is what we have determined as the only drawback to the plan.
I feel very calm right now, and that does not lessen my feelings of not wanting to do this, which means that my not wanting to do this does not stem from my panic. So, no.
And like all of that happens in sort of an instant, and you're mid that big scream as sort of you blink back.
I pull my face out of the pillow.
Wait, one. Shah, you rolled a 3, and Jax, you both rolled a 3. So essentially, you rolled a 2. Okay, yeah. So Jax, you as you're sort of looking over Spacey, and you're sort of like a bit impressed and then also a bit worried about the fact that your sister had such a good way of dealing with the panic attack.
Screaming jacket. Everyone has a screaming jacket. You guys don't have screaming jackets?
It's bad. It's bad but good.
Is there anything we need to talk about? Because talking helps. Like, the screaming helps, the calming down helps, but talking really helps.
I find the screaming most effective. It's quick, short, quiet, personal, and then you can get right back on the boardroom horse, and
Quiet?
You can practice. You can make it quiet. You can learn to be a quiet screamer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seriously, we need to talk later.
And
things to work through.
As this is sinking in for Jackson, from the perspective of Lars, Jax, they just sort of, when you're talking to somebody and they just like dissociate for a second. But for you, Jax, you're in the same situation, except instead of floating above, you're sitting at one of the seats in this circle. And there's sort of like, there's that energy. You did dislike the people in the Yearbook Committee, but maybe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the feeling of being part of something and like creating something was a good, and having your art like go towards a thing that was a good feeling. And so there was a vibe of like industry and we're doing something that's real. And you remember that feeling, but again, it's just the chairs floating in space. I imagine there's maybe a chalkboard, just like the idea of the classroom, but you're just in space, and you have that you have that calm as well. And the yearbook committee are saying you're going to be late to the meeting. We called you to come to the meeting, and why haven't you come? All in unison again.
Okay, that's creepy. You need to stop with the at the same time thing. I didn't want to. You asked. I didn't feel like it. So, I didn't.
But we need you. We need you to go back. Going back is the only way.
Why do we need to go back? Life is good now. Some of you have families. Some of you have money. Life's good. I explore the world. We're happy. A lot of us.
Maybe you are the only one. The rest of us have either regrets or would like the opportunity to do it again with the knowledge that we have now. We would be smarter. We would be kinder to you.
But I mean, why not just take the knowledge you have now and fix your life from now?
Things have
You
been
made that mistake, sure.
irreparably changed. Things that can't be undone. There isn't a way. The only way, and they start to sort of you found like a logical, so there's like a bit of a vibration and a chink, and they're like the only way we must go back, and you sort of come back to yourself in the ship, listening to your sister explain in more detail about the obvious need of a screen jacket in the corporate world.
Realistically, if it's only twice a day, there's nothing that wrong with it, okay? Like, it's actually really quite good for your lungs to get that much expectoration out, and I think it's good for it's not that big a deal, Jax. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
We're still gonna talk later. That was fucking weird. Why? That was weird.
Shah, you're getting in a bit of a flow state. Yeah, you're in the zone.
Driving home now, my hands right on the wheel.
Yeah. You're trying to think about like how can we hide? What can we do? And you also end up in this same position, like hanging in space. Again, this calmness. Again, these faces, like you remember, but older now, and all again speaking in unison, and they say, "You most of all, we don't understand."
Excuse me, I'm right in the middle of something. Can I please go back to my racing?
Your racing is amazing, but you have some of the most regrets of anyone about what you did and didn't get to do.
Oh, sweetie, I got so many regrets I could stuff my grandma's couch. But it doesn't matter, because I've got just as much joy in my life.
And then you just flash back. I don't know how to answer
This is a lot.
Mike,
This is a
drop. Mike fucking drop. How you gonna respond to that, hive mind?
Hey.
I need a cross stitch of that.
And you're all there, still hurtling through space, and the computer says, they don't appear to be gaining anymore. However, we are only just outrunning them. We can't do this forever. At some point, we will need fuel.
I'm going to go up to the cockpit and say, "Computer, if given the right credentials, perhaps we could unlock Mr. McGee's settings for the vehicle. And might give
That's
us...
gonna make my dad really upset.
Override the parental controls.
Not my prime concern right now, I don't think, Spacey.
Boss?
Computer, is that something we could do? And she's going to flash out, like, what looks like a corporate card that has almost like a chipset in it. And I like to think that she's kind of got Mr. McGee's override keys for a lot of, like, his business. And so she's just like, is that something maybe we can work on?
And the McGee, the computer takes on like a whole other tone, and it's like, ma'am, yes, ma'am, whatever, absolutely, we can do whatever is necessary.
I'm going to insert it into the cassette tape hole on the dashboard.
Yeah, I like to think that the whole LED setup in this minivan shifts to like red tones that are blinking, and the computer's voice like drops significantly. I can't do that, but it does, and you and it says please enter new mission.
What is my computer?
It's fine, she'll be fine. Escape the pursuing vehicles at any means necessary.
Granted. The computer, the whole ship like does this spin, and 500 safety devices that are on the ship just fall off. And it sort of shakes a bit like a dog, and I imagine like jet wings come out, although they're pointless in space, but I imagine jet wings come out with rocket boosters, and you all kind of, even though you're already going real fast, you all like, in front of you now, the equivalent of NOS, like buttons and stuff come out of the...
Nice.
Also like a racing harness projects and like grabs everybody in their seats, and and you're shot forward, and the computer says evasive modes, suggestion for action, attack or find hiding places.
Already, like, you know, just really excited now. She's like, hallelujah for Mr. McGee. I just think we need to hide. We're not going to attack our high school nemesis, but that does give me an idea, Jax. If they're stuck in the past, can you quickly draw a beautiful future for them so maybe they have something to focus on and we could fact over or whatever newfangled technology we got now?
No, that's about the best we have.
Sure. And I'll pull out a notebook and grab my color pencils and start drawing happy families and a lovely planet. I don't. Sure.
I want to help Jax, and I want to kind of give this vision of like a beautiful planet that's, you know, perfectly happy to live on, and we can also see like the Yearbook Committee, you know, living their best lives, because from what we've gathered that they're just not happy with the way things were. So I start like giving descriptions of, oh, and you know, maybe this family, they can live on this side of the planet where the terraforming actually worked, and you know that perhaps there's like otters might live in the water there. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, okay. We can do it like.
And over there's the recycling plant that we didn't demolish 5 years ago.
Right.
Yes, it's still there, and it provides plenty of employment opportunities for many of the families on the planet.
And
roll a
waterfall over here.
roll a d6 for no reason at all for me, Lars.
No. 5 laser feelings again, although it doesn't matter.
The hive mind has not been able to penetrate whatever you've built up in there. It's
a iron box with just the screaming pillow inside. That is my mind.
Toby Jones is trying to show you what life you guys could have had together, saving the whales together, you know. but no,
He has the mind fortitude of someone who works in a corporate organization.
Steel trap.
Yeah.
It's a cubicle. They're just like...
Laser focused.
Okay, I would say we need to roll to know how persuasive this picture is going to be. So I want to hear how many dice you think you can roll, because I think it's probably a lot, but I want to hear what... So 1 dice just because, and then tell me why any more dice.
I mean, I would think to make it seem to match and make sense, Jax is trying to draw it in the style of the yearbook cover, but make it, present day and beautiful and, look like our. So like, I would probably think like the yearbook cover had like a photo or like stylized photo of our school on it. So instead of it being the high school, it's a housing area and it's more of the planet itself, not focusing on what was, but focusing on what we've created.
Yeah, absolutely. And so because you've got that experience from the past and you're an incredible artist, and then you also have another one for help from Lars, so that's 3. That's 3 dice.
3 dice.
You got to decide if. I mean, this feels like a feelings roll to me, but you get to decide.
I would think feelings, yeah. I'm gonna roll these. Okay. 1 critical, a 4, and a 5, so a 3, 4, 5.
Hey,
Ooh,
that's awesome.
that's 3 successes,
3 successes.
and one of them's a critical.
Wow! Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Like a future yearbook.
Yeah.
This is the best picture ever.
Yeah.
It is stunning, this picture that you are creating, and not only that, but because you are like inextricably part of this hive mind, because you all experienced this together. Maya, you wanted to add something?
What if it's fine if not? What if it's magic again?
More magic?
What if they tapped into their magic that they did accidentally on the yearbook? I just throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's how you tap in. That's how you're able. You tap into the hive mind, and even before you fax this picture to them, you couldn't help but add this filigree of Stussy S's, Superman S's around the outside like before, and you tap into whatever that deep connection magic, that time magic that has obviously sort of caught this group of people, and even in some ways a few of you caught them in some sort of either romanticizing or anxiety about this time, and you're sort of almost, as you're drawing these sigils of S's, you're somehow unraveling that magic because you rolled so well, and you're sending this picture through this hive mind as you're drawing it, and so also sending the legitimate hopes, and you legitimately are quite happy really with your life if there weren't a hive mind chasing you right now. And although you recognize potentially the issues in the lives of the friends in the same, they're okay. You know, life might change again in another 10 years. Who knows? You don't have a wish to go back there, and you're sort of sending that certainty you have through to the Preppy Yearbook Committee. Hive mind is what we're doing today on this Sunday morning for me, everybody. And it hits them, and you can feel that sort of unravel, and the lights in your spaceship were flashing because you've been in this hyper Mr. McGee mode, and the
Hyper
ship
Mr. McGee mode.
Yeah, hyper Mr. McGee mode. The lights stop flashing and fade, still red, still in that mode, but the computer goes, I hate to hate to break in while you're in, you know, automatic mode, but just letting you know, they have stopped. They're completely stopped.
Did they
Not
break down or
no, they just came to a leisurely, not even a fast stop, just like a respectable leisurely stop. Would you like me to hail?
I'll slow down the car to kind of match.
So you both kind of stopped, maybe, you know, within sensor range of each other, but not, you know, you can't actually see each other, but within.
Oh, sorry, you finish.
No, yeah, I'm done.
I was gonna say, I think Lars, because she's kind of like hasn't been affected with these visions at any point. She's like, yes, hail them. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. And she's gonna like kind of prop her tie and like not take the screaming jacket, but like, you know, straighten up her other jacket and like go to the front to the. It's like, let's see what they have to say for themselves.
And as the computer is in, it, like, you know, has your credentials inside it now, it immediately does that without question. And you have in front of you the same people. They're not standing sort of at attention. They're sitting. They look wrecked. They've sort of come back to themselves, obviously, and you do see Toby Jones like lean up at the cockpit. What does Toby Jones look like, Lars?
Oh, he's very short. He's like, he's probably about like 4'8", like 4'9", like the kind of really small kid where like even in year 11 or year 12 or like senior years in high school, you're like, is that like a year 7? Is that like a junior? Like, but very sweet, like probably the sweetest kind of kid. Probably like bullied for their height, so they learned to just be super friendly to everyone. And Lars would have really liked that about them, the fact that they were just so friendly to everyone. But yeah, just like kind of like a sweet face. But Lars is like dead stern.
Yeah.
And like as they're like as they appear on screen, it's like, what are you all playing at? Like, what is this? What is going on? Can you not see that this is a private excursion from the McGee Corporation, and you are invading in our personal region of space?
Lars, nice to see you. And Shar and Spacey and Jax. So we just sort of feels like coming off a bit of a bad trip.
Are you high?
No, just something. We're really quite sorry. We're really sorry. It's just been a bit of a bad year for some of us, and one thing led to another, and a couple of us tapped into this, I mean, incredible thing, what your sister Jax just it's crazy magic from this incredible art, and kind of got it in our heads, I think, a bit. We got up in our heads a bit, and we're really sorry. We're really sorry.
So you got high on nostalgia, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've been an upper and a downer. Some of us got high on nostalgia. Some of us got a bit depressed on, like, anxiety about the past.
Right.
And they all kind of like awkwardly, in my head there's like 4 of them, and they awkwardly like all come up and are like, you know, in the viewfinder, and just like awkwardly just don't really know what the proper thing to do from here. And the 2 particularly preppy girls, who are now just like immaculate looking women. But you know, a bit sweaty and disheveled
Love
from.
me an immaculate looking woman.
I don't know. You decide what
I
that
love
means.
it. Immaculate
Preppy
women.
bit dressed up. I don't know.
It's I'm happy with it. I have a picture in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Everything's, you know, good and spot on, and they say, Jax, we're so sorry we didn't treat you particularly well, and that wasn't the main reason, but we're sorry for how we were, and this hasn't fixed it, and it's made it worse, and sorry.
Apology accepted, I guess. I mean,
Really?
I moved on with life. I mean, I don't care anymore.
The
5 years ago, maybe I wanted an apology, but like, we've moved on. I see you guys.
I mean, it's your prerogative. They've just chased us through space. I'm not as forgiving, I suppose.
I had a great time. I haven't been chased in so long.
I haven't drawn anything as amazing as this in a long time.
Look, when it comes to driving race rockets, yours are real useful for looking at what's behind and making sure you're going in the right direction. But no matter how good or bad that road is behind, you got to keep most of the time you got to look ahead. That's all I'm doing, and that's all I'm asking you to do too. You can turn off the highway if you don't like what your direction is.
The fourth one, who's also just like one of the sort of, I don't know, other vaguely nerdy kids who was on the team. Maybe they were like the actual editor.
He was the graphic designer.
Yeah. Just bursts into tears and says, "I have those kids. I'm the one that ended up with one. I have the most. There's so many of them."
I've seen your kids though, and they are beautiful. Sometimes they write me little notes saying that they've watched my racing, and it just warms my heart so much. You've done a good job.
They love you. They think you're amazing. They don't think I'm amazing. You're incredible, and I thought I could go back because I thought that I could also learn rocket chemistry and
I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what, little Johnny, he wrote to me once and he said the only person he loves better than me was his own daddy.
that means a lot. That means quite a bit.
Come down to the racetrack one day. I'll show you all about my rockets, and you know what? It's never too late to start a new pursuit.
I mean, I really would like to try. I'd like to go real fast around some circles, if that's possible.
Oh, can do donuts for days.
Okay, thank you.
I'll even watch the kids.
They can fit in. I'll just borrow Mr. McGee's van again.
No, my van, my house. He screams in the jacket again.
yeah, we just passed sort of across, like sensing that.
You finally get to like there's a bit of an odd dip in that conversation. I don't know if you've ever run into somebody that you haven't seen for 10 years.
It's in the supermarket. We're like, hey.
Well, anyway, we gotta be going.
Yeah,
so,
Cool.
They're like, where were you? Where were you headed?
you know, in the opposite direction from you. I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
No. Oh, that was so sad.
Now that we're out here, we seem to be like halfway to that incredible beach resort, and they're kind of looking between them, and they're like, maybe we just like take a weekend.
I heard that it was closed.
Yeah,
This
I
weekend?
heard it wasn't that good. So
All right, you need to roll absolutely.
Can this be a lasers roll? Because it's like no, because it's like cold ration kind of cold.
It's calculating. Yeah.
I was like, I going to be feelings.
Yeah, because
It
I
could
picked
be
up
like-
immediately.
it could
I think I'm used to letting fans down easy. So
You could be trying,
Different
boardroom negotiation.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of helping each other, though, if one of you is lasers and the other one's feelings, you guys can roll separately.
I'll go in because I'm like, I get a lot of fans who are like, can I come and do this with you? I'm like, oh, maybe one day. I got a 4.
Oh, that would be 2 dice, though, because that's background.
I got a 4 and a 1.
Okay, so 1 success.
Yeah, I want to go lasers because I'm kind of channeling that corporate, like, well, actually, no, that doesn't work for us. Really.
Yeah.
How about we schedule in another time?
Yeah. So is that 1 dice or 2 dice?
That'll be 2. Why
2
not?
dice. All right, lasers. So I need what do I roll for lasers? I'm trying to roll under my number. Oh, I got lasers and feelings. So I got a success and a critical.
Yeah, so together, amazing. So together they, you talk them down. Absolutely shut them down. But in a way where, there's an understanding that, there are some offers to reach out back on the planet, and they eventually turn tail and go again, just real embarrassed and sorry, and thank you so much, Jax. Thank you for the picture. It's really helped. And they start to their spaceship essentially starts to like limp back to the McGee planet, and your computer says they're picking up speed back to the planet. There is we've got a data download for Lars. Data download there for Lars. If you'd like me to, want me to put that up on the viewfinder there.
From whom?
Toby Jones. I'll just put it up on the viewfinder. Real quick.
I'm gonna do a spacey, and I'm gonna like slam the console.
You absolutely have to roll, and you don't know spaceship, so that is 1 dice, and that is feelings. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Charles like, ooh.
Come on.
Oh, I rolled a 6. I kind of succeeded.
Before you can do anything, there's just like this line of text that's Toby Jones and his like space number. I don't know, spacey number. And
Contact
it just
information.
and it just says call me when you're back on planet. And that's
Like,
it.
and I just like slam the eject button next to the cassette so that my key card comes back out.
Spacey like surfaces from his scream and goes ooh, and then goes back into scream.
I just throw like a cushion at Spacey. Like, shut up! Shut up!
The key card ejects out, and some bits of safety equipment come like magnetized flying back, but most of it is like light years back.
I like to imagine Spacey also freaked out so much because he was storing like a lot of his food in like the airbag compartment or something. So it's like being shot out. You just see like packets of ramen like floating in space.
No,
Can't hear you, Maya.
I got a pack deal on that space ramen. You fuckers.
Stacey, I'll help you buy some more, and I can teach you better ramen than that for quicker, like still fast, but
Put like an egg in there.
We can also
Put like an egg in there. It's
find a restaurant courtesy of Mr. McGee, and I want to flash again another corporate card, but it's got like it's his personal credit card.
Are you embezzling from my father?
Business expense.
Are you mad?
Business expense.
No, I'm not. Yeah, let's use his credit card. Where'd you get it? I've been trying to get that my whole life.
Here you go. I'll just give it to you.
Also, I think we probably need to find a gas station soon.
If anyone asks,
Oh
it was
yeah,
stolen.
we got nothing in the tank.
Oh shit.
The computer pipes up and says, would you like to give me the reins back and we start heading towards the beach planet? We do have enough petrol to... not petrol. Petrol, yeah. Why would it still be petrol?
No, that makes sense. That checks out. It's coal. We're burning straight coal.
Yeah, it's like it's so shit. It's like the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a train.
Yeah.
It is actually horsepower. Like, there are reins and there are horses in spacesuits, like, desperately trying to pull this thing.
They're like on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just powering out like a hamster.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If it can hurt the environment, Mr. McGee does it.
This is the worst sci-fi world.
Yeah.
We've done it. We've made it. The worst one.
Finally, after all this work.
If you say yes, you trundle along to the beach planet. The LEDs in the Mr. McGee's minivan spaceship go back to, the nice blues that it was previous to hyper mode. Mr. McGee's special mode. What?
Oh, thank God.
No, that's a different mode. We didn't activate Mr. McGee's special mode.
Oh no.
Stop! Do not.
Spacey, don't press that button! Spacey, don't press that button!
Don't, no one touch the panel anymore. Let the computer drive. Everyone shut up and sit down. I'm gonna freak out again.
Oh my
God. Before we go into like how everyone's feeling and some character moments, what type of beach holiday is now being had? You do have the corporate card. Are we around a campfire? Are we in some sort of
We've got to go to
beautiful?
a resort.
Yeah, like a resort sipping cocktails.
Swim up bar.
Yeah. Like the best villa rented
Yeah.
just for us.
But it's kind of like the initial image though is also like Lars in her business suit in the sand, like wearing her her wedges, just like I didn't really go with the suitcase, just like like looking also at Char like in her bathing suit, just like
Did you pack a bathing suit?
If I'm being honest, I didn't expect to make it this far. You did grab me on the way from work and said we're going to the beach, which I thought, was around
On the
corner,
upside,
perhaps.
These resort planets are full of bathing suit shops. So let's go get a bathing suit.
Okay. Shopping!
So I do like
Shopping
to think,
montage.
yeah, shopping montage. I do like to think at some point, people, the people at the resort set up a bonfire on the beach. Well, not a bonfire, but like a little campfire on the beach for you, and you, and you have charcuterie boards of like. So this is not like you're eating ramen and drinking, or passing around a bottle of wine and drinking out of a bottle of wine without glasses. This is like you've got the credit card, you've got full charcuterie boards. There's a whole like s'mores charcuterie board set up that you can make s'mores. There's like cheeses from around the galaxy. There's meats and different weird looking vegetables on these charcuterie boards that are like up on little tables that are in the sand. You're sitting on what looks like logs, but they're really comfy. Like they're a bit squishy, and so it's really, really comfortable. And and essentially
It's like beanbag chairs that look like logs.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Cool.
and they are logs, just from a different planet where the trees are like
I
beanbags.
understand.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
The two suns are setting, obviously. The 3 moons are rising, obviously, and you're on the beach planet. And I'm just wondering, how is this group processing what just happened, and what's happening?
They kind of had a point, I guess, that things were maybe a bit easier back in high school.
If you let the world's pressures down and come on your shoulders, you're never going to actually be happy.
Are you happy?
I got heaps of things in my life that I wish had gone a different way, but I wouldn't be who I am today if they hadn't happened. And I think I'm pretty great.
You are. You are pretty great.
I know that I'm a mess, but I don't want to redo. You know? I don't love where I'm at, but I don't want to be the person that I thought I would be when I was in high school. You know? I don't want to be a fucking tycoon like my stupid dad. Like, even if I live out of a van, I'm like, at least I'm me. And I'm cool with that.
I think this is the first time your character's openly said that you are in fact living in the van.
We've had the occasional my house.
Well, there's no point listening to a 17-year-old. What do they know about adult life? So you don't have to do what you in high school thought you wanted to be. You are your own independent person, and we can see that. Even though you might need to start some yoga, meditation, something like that.
Think about it.
There is something to be said, though, for teenage aspirations, and perhaps they were forgotten along the way in some places. Might not be a bad idea to reconsider some of these choices. But no, going back would be dreadful. You can't even drink at that age, and
ugh.
I mean, outrageous. But
yeah, just take those ideas, those wants, reevaluate, find what you still want, and then move forward. Our choices made us who we are now.
I mean, as a teenager, I wanted to blow up McGee Corporation. Like, I had plans, and it was...
You got the access codes now.
You see, like, Lars actually has a bit of a twinkle in the eye, like...
Yeah, you do.
Oh no, we've created a terrorist cell.
And you have the sun as a distraction.
We're now like a heist team. Like,
Hell
we got
yes.
the face, we got the inside man. we got the getaway driver. Oh my god.
And like I feel like Jax would be like the hacker.
Hacker, yeah, or like the
hacker type.
Oh, what is it? I'm trying to think.
Gadgets.
I've got leverage on my mind. It's like the person that is the plane.
Counterfeits?
Like the plane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
okay, next one shot. It's like Honey Heist or some shit. And
I feel like as well, like Jax is starting that like almost silent social movement because they're like Banksying art around the place, so that people are like on our side to
who watches the
my God,
McGee's.
yes.
It like keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
McGee McGood? Question mark.
Oh no. Oh, this took a hard turn, really.
Remember Space Turtles? Mr. McGee doesn't.
We're gonna take over. We're gonna destroy McGee Corp. The inside out.
Okay.
That's the real moral of the story. Girls trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lars drops her screaming. Jack is like, I'm in.
I say girls trip. There's two girls.
Yeah.
I think the last scene of this wild ride is I started crying because that was so funny. The last scene of that wild ride is all of you like. I love to think that Lars dropped the scream jacket, but you all just like scream out into the ocean. You guys radicalized real hard, real fast at the end.
To go hard left turn, just like I always said.
Yeah, we went very, very far left, very quick.
And maybe we're gonna do just one last wrap up moment for each character, but maybe instead of anything to do with taking down McGee Corporation specifically, because I feel like that's in everybody's cards. Maybe like a specific like small character moment that you see happens after this trip for your character. Whoever has an idea first.
I think that Charity was really touched by the one of the hive minds talking about his kids and how he maybe wanted to go into rockets and things. So she sets up like a bridging program for kids and their parents so that they can do it together and learn about rockets, not robots.
That's incredible.
That's a rocket charity.
Yeah, love it.
I think Lars, having kind of rekindled a lot of her radicalization, is probably going to want to suggest. And Mr. McGee's generally pretty, lax, and is like, yes, sure, good with it. So she suggests a project where she would go speak to local high schools and present to the youth about McGee Corporation and what it can provide for you, and begin disseminating amongst the youth. Oh no, this is rebellion. It got dark. But yeah, she's like, I'm from McGee Corporation. Hello. Begins her presentation.
Now
Have you ever heard of space turtles? It just fades to black.
Mr. McGee doesn't really care because he's not really paying attention. The only thing that happens is it the SEO? I don't know. They're essentially the Google hits for younger kids searching McGee goes up. And it's this is working.
This is great.
Good.
Wow, yeah.
Youth engagement is
good idea,
high.
good campaign.
Yeah.
I feel like Spacey doesn't really. Spacey was trying to get a job before we went on this little trip. And when they get back, he gets hired at a place, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, the world's not so scary. There's not always I'm gonna be fine." And he just sort of tries to find a place of satisfaction and calm in his life, and maybe he starts trying to because he loves that stupid minivan, so maybe he starts trying to kind of touch it up a little bit, clean it up as best he can, kind of thing.
Can I make a suggestion that Jax does some art on the side of the minivan?
Yes.
Oh, it's a magic spaceship now.
Oh my god.
Jax definitely is staying around more, realizing of friends on McGee Moon. What did we name our planet again?
We never did.
It's just the resort planet. I feel like that's part of the colonization and degradation of it. It's the beach planet. Why does it need a name?
Moon planet. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they stay around more often, and definitely stay in touch with Char and Spacey. There's definite scenes of them trying to talk Lars into therapy. Just come with me to my session, and you'll see how helpful it is.
Lars has got blueprints up. It's yes, eventually.
And red string everywhere.
Strings, yeah.
And so, exploring still, but enjoying friends and family.
I do need to know if Lars ever rings Toby Jones.
I wonder, what would you, Kirrily, computer or Kirrily, what is Toby Jones' job in the real world?
Oh no! Now I have to think. No. I would say Toby Jones owns essentially a a fish and chip shop. It's
Access
not something
to a lot of cooking oil, you say.
Well, it's not something heinous, but not something that's like straight away obviously useful. Although maybe
You can wrap the chips up instead of using newspaper. You can use some of our flyers.
Oh, yes, propaganda chips. My favorite type of fast food. Propaganda. I think she would probably call him eventually. Not for the heist, but just to check in and say like, hey, look, I know that it didn't. It's just such a shame that the beach resort was closed that one weekend. But I don't know, perhaps one weekend when it's open, you might be interested in visiting. Catch up.
And even before you get a response, you get tickets have been bought, RSVP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yes, I see it appear on my
this is-
calendar. I'm like, oh, that's very okay.
No,
I guess
and it's like date TBD, but it's like, yeah, that's happening.
you're very eager.
Yeah. Does Spacey and Jax ever make a go of it? Does Spacey ever work out that that's a thing that?
Spacey would never figure it out on his own, is the thing. Like, never.
But Charity would. Charity would be like, Spacey, you gotta do something with Jax. They've been looking at you with these big little heart eyes. They just think you're perfect.
They definitely did the artwork on your van completely for free.
If you could see yourself through Jax's eyes, you would love yourself too. I just think, give them a call. Go on a little
But
date.
I really, are you sure? Because I feel like they're out of my league, right?
Trust me, I know that they've had these feelings for the last decade. It's just hard to see how someone sees you when you don't see yourself that way.
Dumb?
It's not dumb. It's just a little bit hard.
Oh, okay. I will do that. I've never asked someone out before.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. I do it.
Awesome. Amazing. We will potentially leave that up to the imagination how that finally works out. Because I don't really want the contact embarrassment of watching Spacey try and do that.
I could totally just stutter for like another 15 minutes if y'all want me to.
And it would be one of those, are you trying to ask me out? moments.
Like, what are you saying? Be clear. What are your intentions here, you strange man?
Oh no. I've definitely
Poor
had
Stacey
the...
doesn't
You mean
even do
like?
Yeah.
Ugh. Incredible. And yeah, I feel like this is an origin story of just either freedom fighters or it's a terrorist cell. I can't tell.
Remains to be
We'll
seen.
see where it
Either
goes.
way.
Figure it out.
But yeah, thank you very much for playing Laser Feelings. Laser.
Thank you, Kirrily. That was amazing.
So much fun.
Really fun.
That was so
Thank you
good.
so much.
I never want someone to take a photo of me ever again, though.
Oh yeah, that's spooky as hell.
Oh yeah, bad. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I was wondering if anyone had reflection on what it was like playing a game that you haven't played before.
Get stressed. I don't know if you can hear that motorcycle in the background. If you can, I'm sorry. But I always get stressed because I am very, kind of control freaky. I'm like, I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. I want to know right now. So I, forced myself to not think about it before we played, which helped. And then right before we started, I was like, fear. And then as soon as we started, I was like, no, wait, this is really fun. And it's just, chilled. It's it's basically low stakes improv with guidelines with people who are cool. So it's actually this was great.
Yeah, no. I was the same. I was just like, oh no, I need a character sheet. I need like I need my stats. I need to kind of know how to play this person. But yeah, just kind of went with the flow, and I really liked how open it is as roleplay. Like there's very few rules. Just do what you want.
Yeah. I personally love on these sorts of games when you're creating the characters together, it flows more naturally, and you don't feel like, oh, this is maybe a dumb idea, because we're all tossing out ideas.
I think that was cool as well, which I guess you would have missed because you weren't on stream at that time, but because it was so open, we could just do whatever we want and create together without like restrictions that maybe some of the other RPGs might have. So that was fun.
Yeah, and I've never created a story like that where or played in a game where we kind of knew like the villain and their motives and everything beforehand. Like, because normally I'm like, no spoilers, I don't want to know. But it was awesome to like do it together and then kind of be waiting for it to happen. Like, it's just like, oh, this is excited expectations.
And not knowing the consequences of what that's going to be as well. So it's like you know what's going on, but you also don't know what's going on. And I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I think a thing that I learnt a little while ago is that when there are secrets in games, sometimes it is good for everyone to know what the secret is. So, like, if somebody's secretly in love with somebody, or if somebody's got like a deep dark background, sometimes it is good for that to not be a surprise to everyone, because everyone knows. Like, even if everyone knows about it, it's still a secret. So it still is exciting when it like comes out. But so like even though you didn't know, you knew what was going to happen vaguely, it never happens the way you think, and also it is still exciting when it like plays out. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so I would encourage everybody to try a one-pager. If you search Lasers and Feelings hack, like, there are lots of different games. Lasers and Feelings is just one of them. However, it is a very hackable game, which means lots of people have changed it a lot. Some of my favorite ones that I've seen played and that have just incredible names, for example, and I have to find it because I have to say exactly what it's called. One's called Oh Dang, Bigfoot Stole My Car with My Friend's Birthday Present Inside. So a lot of Lasers and Feelings hacks are like mechas and monsters, battles and beasties, something and something, like Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, some of these ones are like, oh dang, my ET neighbor is a conspiracy theory guy. Throw a birthday party without your neighbor making it weird. Oh dang, Mothman won't move out. He said he was just here for the weekend. These are all games with the same mechanic, the same, like, you have to roll over or under.
I love the oh dang.
Yeah. So if you search Lasers and Feeling hacks, you'll see there are heaps out there. All right. Where can everybody? What would you like?
Sorry, Kirrily. Ours would be like what? Oh dang! The high school yearbook committee is trying to reverse time and send us back into glory days.
100%.
I love it. On our beach road trip.
All right.
I'm gonna run. Oh dang! Bigfoot stole my car from my roommates. I've just decided.
Yeah, and my friend's birthday present is inside it.
But yeah, sorry, I should probably complete the title.
It's important, Maya. It's
very important. I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Let's go around. What would you like to direct people towards? Let's go. I'm going to go with Alanna first.
Hello, I'm Alanna. I don't know why I'm doing the intro bit again. Yeah, you can find me at Gamma Alanna on pretty much everything on YouTube, Twitter, and what's the other one? Instagram?
Yeah, Twitch?
Oh yeah, and this too. And Twitch, yeah. But also check out Hit Dice Heroes, which is this channel that we're on right now, where we play D&D and RPGs and all sorts of things. Yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, if you like our vibe, be sure to give us a follow.
Debbie, where would you like to direct people to?
Pretty uniform across all Twitter. Well, okay, I only have like Twitter and TikTok. I'm not very proficient, but they're both Dr. Remu.
Amazing. Maya?
Hello. Anxious Maya everywhere, except where I'm Critical Role memes.
Sorry.
That really
Perfect.
not helpful at
No.
all.
It was good. It was professional. I like it. Beck, where would you like to direct people towards?
Sorry, just had to physically type crit roll means because I didn't have that one up.
An
I am
incredible
Beck.
moderator right now.
I am Beck Boops everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, which I never
Everywhere.
use. Twitter.
I am everywhere.
They are
Twitch.
always watching.
Maybe I'll start streaming again. Who knows?
Hey.
Oh, and me. I'm Kirrily Bennett. I'm Kirrily Bennett everywhere except for sometimes on YouTube where I'm SodaWax. And yeah, hit me up there. I am also here at Success Heroes. And I don't know, I edit video on a cool computer that Alanna helped me make.
Hey.
Yeah.
That works and streams. So.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thank you everybody for coming to watch. I hope you had a good time. Please tweet at me if you learned a thing or got inspired to play this TTRPG or another one. I'd love to hear about it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I just said hello because someone said hello in chat and I read it out loud. I meant to say hell yeah. Sorry.
That's perfect. It's all good. Oh, yeah, we're finishing up.
Oh,
Bye,
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm so
no.
sorry.
Cool. All right.
Oh god.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Twitch shenanigans. Woo!
Woo!